It's Sunday. And one of my favorite things is Sunday. A sunny day. Sunny day. So I'm just sharing out on TikTok. So just give me a minute. I am live on multiple channels. Okay, I'm going to leave that as good. Hello, hello, how are you? And hello, hello. Hello. Hi, Zandrian. How are you? It's been so long. That's awesome. How are you doing? It's been so long. Oh, you know what? I think I've shared it to enough people. Hello, Duke. How are you? The Duke. Let's put the in front of it. Could matter. How are you doing? You're good? Aw, how are the babies? How are all the babies? My hair is doing its own thing today. It's like the curls just being a little weird. It's frizzy. It's a frizzy day. Try to get it to behave for a little bit today while we're doing this. Okay. I'm glad that you're good. You know, you can reach out at any time. Okay. I'm still doing all the things. Hugs for homeless. Hugs for homeless. And Anshara'El, School of Light, and all that jazz. Still doing all those things. Oh yeah, in the city, that must be a real change for you, right? That's got to be. I know switching from like city to town for me it's a change. It's a whole thing. I much prefer being in the country. Aw. Well, there must be a reason why you've been put there. Oh, I'm in the same situation. It's not that my vehicle's broken down. I was borrowing my mom's vehicle and came out to Alberta to help to start up this. And my mom came and got her vehicle. And so I'm out here rurally. Like there's no way I can walk to town. If I want to make a like there and back, I can walk like 8.4 kilometers and go to a corner store. That's the closest thing that I have is 8-kilometer walk there and back to get something. And so if I need any supplies or anything like that, like I have to rely on other people, and it really sucks. Like it's enough, like you can probably tell, like if I talk about it, I'm going to get emotional. I want to rely on people. I just find that people half the time are unreliable. Right? Hello. Thank you. I appreciate that. Right? Yeah. Yeah. So when you're out in the middle of nowhere and you have to rely on the kindness of strangers, you really do hope that strangers can be kind. I believe they can. I didn't finish sending this email. I just realized I started. Oh, I thank you. Hi, Michelle. How are you, love? I was talking to, someone who used to hang around with me a bit in group, and we were just talking about some of the things that we're experiencing. And one of the things that I've said is like, it's been a real challenge is like relying on people and yeah, right now I'm like, I was saying, because Zandria had mentioned about how her car was broke down and she's kind of stranded. And I was like, I understand, because I'm in the middle of nowhere and I don't have a car right now. And so I have to rely on the kindness and generosity of other people. And not all people are okay with being kind. And so it's challenging. Right? I did a lot of breathing today and grounding today. I really did. I was also just talking with my mom, and, with my mom being in Ontario, it's just like, I'm out here by myself. My kid's in Ontario, my other son's in Nova Scotia. And yeah, just hang on. Oh, sorry. So yeah, anyway, I did lots of grounding today. I did lots of other things. I think a lot of times you can get so much love to you too. I'll give you a big hug. Right? I'll give you a big hug. We had some really good wins at Hugs for Homeless. You can tell that I play with my hair to soothe. If that bugs you, I'm sorry. So we had some really big wins at, I'll take them. We had some really big wins at Hugs for Homeless. I started a backpack drive with the goal of helping 1,000 people before winter. In Edmonton alone, there is over 5,000 unhoused individuals. And so I'm working on that for Hugs to get that done. And one of the big wins that we got from that was that the people that we advertised with decided to give us a complimentary advertising package for $15,000. Like, that's such a huge win. And it's because they believe in Hugs for Homeless. They believe in the backpack drive. A couple of people on the morning show are going to put together a couple of backpacks, stuff like that. So I'm so happy with that. It's so amazing. So they become one of our corporate sponsors, and they've done it's just amazing. The other thing we had is, because of our partnership with Kits for a Cause, we got another donation of hygiene kits, this time travel sizes, but 168 travel size hygiene kits. So that means that we now have 468 hygiene kits to distribute into community. We can either distribute them as a hygiene kit, or we can distribute those hygiene kits inside the backpacks that we're making to help the 1,000 people. So it depends on how much people come forward. I've been trying to contact corporations for some big donations. We have some membership spaces. One's $1 a month, and the other one's $12 a month. That way there, that you can, no matter what, if you don't have a lot of money, you can still help with $1 a month. So yeah, there's lots of things going on at Hugs, but I'm really, really happy to announce that we got those donations in, which is really exciting. Really exciting. Okay. I just need to finish this email really, really quick. Oh yeah. I just have to finish typing it. Give me 1 second. I was supposed to finish this email earlier, but I was in a bit of an emotional moment at the end of trying to send it, so I didn't get it sent away. All right, we're good. Who wants to hear the channeled message from today? I love to channel these things, and I do them for the collective, but I also do them for myself. I tend not to read mine publicly, and I don't think that's going to change today anyway. Thank you for liking the live. Right? They're perfect. They're like, I got it at the dollar store, probably cost me $1.75 or something. Actually, this one I got at Walmart. The last one I got at the dollar store. But yeah, I fill them up. I just do channeled messages in them. And then I read the channeled messages every day well, not every day, most days. I try to get them every day. All right. So this is a form of automatic writing, or a form of channeling called automatic writing. And what you do is you get yourself into a state, first to get yourself into state, not a state, but into state. So you're going to get yourself calm. You're going to get yourself into the moment, present in your body. And you're going to connect in with, for me, I connect in with either the divine creator or my oversoul. It's typically the two that I do. Sometimes I get messages from Mother Gaia or from some councils, but only when I try to ask specifically. It is. Anyone can do it. Anyone can. All right. So this is what came out today. What would you change if you knew you succeeded? How would you get up in the morning? How would you move through your day? Working out doesn't mean getting to a place where you don't have to do anything. It's not the way we actually like to be. Some of us might have that idea that working out means being super rich and not having to work, not having to contribute, just being able to laze around and, enjoy whatever all day, right? A life of leisure. But we don't want a life of leisure. Sure, you may enjoy lazing around for a little bit, being in rest mode, flowing to and fro. In the beginning, it might even be the very thing you need. Allow your nervous system to relax into safety. Allow your system to repair. Release all of the have-tos, should-haves, and got-tos. Release all of the burdens and responsibilities. Maybe even return to your early days of play and childlike wonder. But at some point, purpose and sacred service will come, convincing you to leave your post of rest, whether that means to write poetry, paint pictures, teach, or lead. There are many paths available. We want to contribute, to be a part of the all, to feel that gratitude that only arises when you give without expectation of return. We naturally move toward belonging and connection. We have an inherent need to be a steward of the world, the resources, the next generation. We care for life, and life is sustained and rewards us with more life. Remember, it all works out. Remember why you came. You have a whole unseen team helping you. Don't forget to say thanks or ask for guidance when needed. And that's it. And it's true. You have to remember to ask for help. They won't intervene unless you ask them to. You can do a straight up every day, get up and say, I give you the authority to intervene in my life in all areas with harm to, or I don't say it with harm to none. Now, the reason why I don't say with harm to none is not because I don't want to harm someone and, and I don't think that, I should benefit, stuff like that over somebody else. But I look at it this way. If I apply for a job and somebody else applied for the job and I got awarded the job, that doesn't mean no harm will come to the other person because of that, because harm could be perceived in one way or another, right? Harm could be that because you didn't get the job, that puts more stress on you. That would be harm to that person. So I usually say that I give them the authority to intervene in all areas of my life in accordance with divine laws, divine truths, and my highest self. And then I let that go. So it's not about, the other way that I did it. And I like it that way. All right. We're going to check in on the cards because I love to do a little energy check-in at the beginning of every live. I will be putting some meditations up on my YouTube channel once I get to it, but I have so many other things that I'm doing between writing books and courses and web pages and all stuff like that. Like I have a few deadlines and then running a nonprofit and getting those things out too. So I have a lot of what do they say? A lot of something in the fire. A lot of irons in the fire. I think that's how it goes. A lot of irons in the fire. Sure. All right, let's see what the cards say. Now, just to remind everybody, these are my own cards. I painted or did all the pictures, and I also wrote all the stuff on them. I have the whole guidebook. They're all ready to go. I just have to wait till I can get some funds in to promote, like to get them into a Kickstarter. So we'll see what the what the cards have to say. They're coming out. They're thought it flipped over. All right, we're at 3 now. All right, can I get some more cards for the collective, please? Can we get some check in on the energy? I'll also pull a couple of cards from the 44 keys of the way and return to center, but just a couple. All right, fine. All right, this card was like adamant that it come out right at the end. So here we are, we're gonna start with it. And that is the 8 of water. So water is all about your emotions. It's your emotional landscape. It can be connected to dreams. It can be connected to ancestors and to memory. And with the 8 of water, this is about letting go. So there's something in your life. Hi, Jenny Lynn. There's something in your life that you are closing, that you're letting go, that you have decided is no longer in alignment with you. So there's an ending that needs to happen. Now, that ending doesn't have to be a friendship. It doesn't have to be a business or a job or anything like really, really big. Sometimes the things that we're letting go of is maybe a role that we had assigned ourselves or responsibilities and burdens that we're carrying that are not necessary to be carrying. It could be letting go of emotional burdens or weights that you're carrying. So there's a lot that you can be letting go of. This is about walking away, searching for truth, inner growth, spiritual transformation, and emotional detachment. The 8 of water reminds you that growth requires movement, and sometimes that means walking away from the familiar. Your soul is guiding you to something far more fulfilling. Trust the process and step forward with courage. You tell people how to treat you. And what we continually allow to happen is what we're saying we're okay with, right? Sometimes inaction or not making a choice is actually the choice, right? All right, we have the 4 of earth, and I have a hair. I got a hair in this one here. There's so much in them. I actually provide custom intuitive artwork. I do those. Trying to think if I could show it to you because I don't have another phone, but I have an idea. I have an idea. I could cheat on this a little bit. Give me a second. I might be able to show you the intuitive artwork. I won't be able to show you guys on Facebook, unfortunately, because, well, maybe I might be able to share a screen on there. They're kind of cool. All right, let me see if I can pull these up real fast. Like if I push the one button, have my keyboard sideways like that really messes with me. I'm like, what? What is the right way to do this? All right, give me 1 second. Okay, so this is the first. This is one that I did for myself, which is why I show it quite frequent. Oh, why I show it first. So I'll start with you. So that's the intuitive artwork that I create. It's completely channeled. Everyone's different. You fill out a questionnaire, a reflection questionnaire, and then I channel it. I go to my altar, I light candles, I call in, and then I do this. And these are huge. Like this one could be the one that I did for myself. Could be printed at 20 by 20, but the ones that I do professionally, those ones are even larger. They're 8,000 by 8,000 pixels. I think they can print at least 30 by 30. If they were printed on glass, oh my God, they would be so good. Okay, so this is the second one. This is the one that I did for a client. and she offered, or she said that I could share it. If I show it this way on the iPad, then they can see it on the computer, which is kind of cool. So yeah, I offer them on my website now. They're one of my favorite things. I love channeling these intuitive drawings, and it all started with these cards. That's what started the process, and then it has just continued to flow from there. Yes. Oh yeah, there's codes in there and everything. There's so many layers, and even sometimes you won't even know what's there because it's underneath the layer that you're just like the visual layer that you're seeing, but behind that visual layer is something else. I hid words in this one, like empowerment, truth, love, wisdom, like a bunch of words. I wrote them inside there and you can't even see them. I would love to do one for you. I would love to do one for you. You could go check out, connect with me. Okay. So the other card that came out is the Four of Earth. Okay. So the Four of Earth, when it's in the inverted, it means that there's a fear of loss. So we have this energy that's asking us to walk away or to let go of something. This four is telling us that there's greed at play somewhere, there's resistance to change, there's over attachment to something, or there's that fear of loss. One of those things is keeping us in this space of, not knowing what to do. And that Eight of Water is telling us we need to walk away from whatever isn't aligned with us or isn't serving us, isn't feeding us right. So the Four of Earth invites you to examine your relationship with stability and control. Are you using your resources wisely, or are you being afraid to let go? True abundance flows when you find the balance between saving and sharing, structure and flow, holding on and letting go. All right, we got some other powerful cards here. We have the Queen of Earth and the World. So like I said, whatever this is that, that insecurity that's going on in our lives, there's something that we need to let go of. And when we let go of that, we get the cycle of completion and the Queen of Earth. So this wheel the wheels are always spinning, right? The cycles, they keep coming. We want to be spiraling up, not spinning in a circle, just seeing it over and over again. So the patterns that you see in your life, they're showing up so that you can move beyond them. And that's what the wheel's representing. As you can see, we're coming through this spiral, right? As we ascend on this spiral, we'll meet something that we did before, but we're meeting it from a different angle, from a higher perspective, from an evolved state. So we're going to meet it differently and make a different choice. And that's going to keep us ascending. When we make the same choice that we did before. Let's say every time someone says popcorn, you flip a table. I don't know, just picking out something silly, right? If it was something like that, then every time that cycle comes around, someone says popcorn, you have that opportunity to pause, not flip the table, address what it is that's making you do that, and move beyond it. That's how we spiral up. But if you keep seeing it and every time popcorn, flip, popcorn, flip, popcorn, flip, if you keep doing that, then you're just spiraling in a circle. So always look at the things that keep coming up for you, and maybe you're changing a little bit, and then you see it the next time, you lift yourself up a little bit more, stop reacting the same, a little bit more, and that's what we're doing, okay? So with this, when we are looking at the wheel in the upright, hi, Carol, we are looking at destiny, we're looking at change, divine timing, cycles of life, new opportunities, and fate aligning in your favor. And there's movement, significant movement with this card. The wheel reminds you that nothing is stagnant. Everything moves in cycles. Embrace the rhythm of change, align with divine flow, and trust that each turn brings you closer to your highest path. Love you, Carol. Hi, Elizabeth. Oh, no, I don't think she joined. All right. And then we have the Queen of Earth. This Queen of Earth, she is an entrepreneur. She has wealth, confidence. She's healed. She's the boss lady, but in the best way, right? She's connected to the earth and everything. So the Queen of Earth, she is abundance, nurturing, and practical wisdom, stability, financial security, self-care, nurturing others, and creating a solid foundation, wisdom in managing resources. The Queen of Earth reminds you that true wealth comes from a balance of material success and emotional fulfillment. Honor your ability to nurture, create, and sustain both your own life and the lives of those around you. She takes care of others. She's a steward, like we were talking about in my message when I read the message, right? We want to be that. We want to take care of the things that we have for the next generation. If you're looking at, like for me, Mohawk and like absolutely. If you look into many indigenous traditions, it's 7 generations, right? We're meant to be a caretaker. We don't own the earth. We are of the earth. We belong to the earth, and we're meant to take care of her so that she's there for future generations. The same thing that we're supposed to do with our children. We're supposed to take care of them, right? Aw, that makes me happy. All right, let's see what our 44 keys of the way have to say. Welcome back, Carol. Welcome back. Apparently that card, the lesson, like it was like having, like it was like flying out of there. So the lesson, every experience carries wisdom if we choose to look for it. Otherwise, we can pass right on by that and not pick up the lesson that we were meant to learn. So look at it and say, what am I learning here? How am I growing here? How is this changing me? Right? Remembrance. Repetition signals a lesson not yet integrated. Once learned, patterns resolve. Insight reduces friction. Your practice is to name a repeating pattern, write the lesson, and then choose one new response. So I'm going to hold that card out there and I'm going to do some work with that. I'm going to do that after this. I'm going to write down what I've been going through today. My pattern, if you want to know, my pattern would be money, right? And I think a lot of us have that experience where we have struggled in our lives financially. Right? We maybe have experienced instability, all of those things. Now, part of that reason that we have that is maybe we grew up in poverty. So that's a pattern that we've had within our lives. Maybe we have belief systems that are strongly attached to struggling or to your self-worth. Maybe you weren't always the queen who knew who she was, knew what she deserved, knew what her worth was. Maybe before you were more in this spot here with the 4, where you're a little more insecure about money, a little more, the things were a little more unstable. And now you're evolving to that space. And this knowing the lessons, looking at what you've learned and looking at what you've experienced and what did you learn from it, and allowing yourself to grow through that process is going to make sure that that pattern doesn't come back. All right, what other messages? Yep, that one was needed to come to you. Hi, Carol. Okay, that's just ridiculous. That is, we're not getting them all. We're getting the one that, there's two. Okay, we got 3 now. 3. And I bumped it. Sorry. Whew. Almost looking at my ceiling. All righty. Number 1, the quiet mind. The quiet mind, the affirmation is, I allow my mind to rest in silence. Remembrance, silence is not absence, it is access. When input reduces, insight increases. The mind can learn to rest without losing awareness. From quiet, precision returns. The practice is to set a 3-minute timer with no input, no phone, no nothing. And for each thought that comes up, you return to your breath. Okay, the thoughts are going to flow along the water. You may notice a thought come into your head and watch it just go right on by. Don't engage with it. All right. The one that was on the ground that I wanted to grab is the circle of life. The circle of life affirmation is, I move with the cycles of life. Look at this confirmation for the wheel. I move with the cycles of life. Remembrance, cycles I love it. Cycles organize growth and release. Resisting endings prolongs them. Accepting cycles improves timing. Holding on, right? We've got the 4 being brought in here too. Holding on to those things. All of these cards are just reaffirming the tarot that we just had. It's perfect. All right, so you're going to name one cycle ending. You're going to you're going to complete one closure action. Could be anything. Maybe it's burn a letter. Maybe it's, it could be anything. It could be water. It could be rest. It could be something, right? It could be any of those things. But whatever your body tells you to do, that's your closure action. And then note what opens. Note what opens. I love it. I showed off your artwork a little bit today. Carol was the one that got that piece and said that I could share it for her. I could share it. Okay, and the last card is the balanced life. Does that not appeal to the queen? The balanced life? Because she's all balanced. All right. I create harmony between effort and rest. Balance is dynamic, not fixed. Overextension leads to depletion. Under engagement to stagnation. Adjustment maintains momentum. Your practice is to identify one task to pause, take a 10-minute rest, and return back with one focused block, right? And that's important, that taking a rest, right? There's nothing wrong with resting. I found, and this was something that it took me a while to find, I used to get up in the morning, start work, and I wouldn't stop work until the very end of the day. You guys know that. You guys have hung out with me long enough. You know how much effort I used to put in. I used to do 15 hours a week on TikTok lives. And then I would do, when we were doing groups together, I was doing 7 groups a week where we would meet to 2 to 3 hours each group. And, I was over efforting everything because I thought if I just put enough in there that people would realize what I was putting out there was worth buying, that people would understand I was worth working with, that people would see my value because I gave so much, right? And you just give and give and give and give and hoping that somebody finally says, I'll give to you. I'll return what you're giving out there. And then you realize that when you rest, you return back with so much more energy. I love that did not, you're just hilarious. I've had so many trolls on here lately with just potty mouths about some dirty stuff too. And then I laugh at TikTok because TikTok will give you the little thing, right? Okay. Can you see the comment, Carol, because you're a moderator? Right? That's so hilarious. That's what the last person said. So I'm sure that it's just and there's been so many trolls lately that are coming in and making like dirty comments towards me, which is just gross. You're right. Yeah. It's warm. It was cold. It was so cold. So I went and put jogging pants on, and now I wish I hadn't. It's just the way it is. All righty. What are we going to do tonight, guys? What do you want to talk about? What do you want to do? You want a card? Oh, I didn't do the return to center. Let's see if these ones go out and confirm the ones we just had. Energy movement. I like it. Oh. Boundaries. You do not need to engage. Engagement is optional. Not every invitation requires a response. Choosing not to engage is a valid and often stabilizing option. Embodiment practice. Delay your response. Choose silence or non-engagement. I needed this card earlier today. But that's okay. I got some words out that needed to be said. I cleared some energy. Get in your spot. Stop falling over. All right, we might do that stuff. You know what I might do, depending on hara. Oh yeah. I've had quite the couple of days. Yeah. And I know that like there's a lot of things that I have yet to process through. There's definitely some grief I have to release. There's, stuff like that. But the one thing that I do is I always look at how I can move beyond this in the best way. So one of the things, like, when we talk about gossiping, I've talked to Carol about this numerous times because I don't want to gossip. So I'm always like, but is this considered gossip? Right? So I was like, I need to know what this means, right? So if we clarify what gossip is, if I know something about somebody that does not apply to me, does not affect me, has no bearing on my life, and I tell that to another one of my friends. So let's say my one friend does something absolutely freaking bonkers and she tells me about it. And then I turn and tell my other friend that my friend did something bonkers. That, gossiping, pretty clean. If I get into an altercation with my friend and I want to process that altercation with another friend, that's not gossiping. That's okay. You're allowed to do that. Hi, Steve. So I had to clarify because I wanted to talk to my mom about what was going on. And I'm like, but I don't want to be gossiping, but this happened to me. It affected me and I need to process it. And I remember when I called my mom, I was like crying to my mom and I was like, Mom, where can I find a healthy man so I can just run past a healthy man? Like, how would you process through this? Or how would you deal with this? Like, I just like a healthy man. Like, where are all the healthy men? I don't know. It said shake your head. Did it mean this way? This way? That was fun. Okay. I'm going to shut down this live on Sharia. Let's close that one. And no, we're good. I love you. We'll dismiss that. Okay.
I'm warning you about that.
And that. Okay, we close that down. I'm going to say goodbye to these guys. We'll say end stream on that. Have a good night.